What's going on, family? How we doing today? How we feeling? First L of the year. You know what I'm saying? But this right here was not a bad L. It was not off of a human error. This was not off of me going on tilt. This was just market structure. You know what I'm saying? Like overall market structure, I was looking for price to displace lower after we created this inverse for value gap. We were respecting this zone right here after this 5 minute gap that we tapped into, and we reversed. We instantly started pushing down. So I was looking for shorts after all this ridiculous displacement. You know what I'm saying? We have a bunch of lows that need to be taken out. And I'll explain to you my confluences on why I lost. I lost about 600 on my alpha, and I lost roughly like 400 on my top step. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really tripping too much if I lose the alpha account because that 40% consistency rule is like I'm not even fucking consistent. I can't even be consistent now. I don't know if I could be consistent then. But we will try to stay consistent as much as possible. I'll probably try to look for a position in gold as well after like 6 o'clock. So I'll explain to you why I was looking to go short, bias going into the day, and just overall why. You know what I'm saying? So before we ended up coming into this zone right here, as you see, I we see here on the Nasdaq, we actually did not take this high at the time. So before we took this high, we were low, right? So we had like roughly we had like a SMT right here. So at this high, this swing inside this zone right here. Before we took it, we were probably like somewhere around here. I'll probably look for it. Yes, right here, right? We're right here. So we created an SMT while ES did take that high out. So I'm like, all right, cool. Since ES took that high out, MNQ failed to take that high out, which is usually a high time frame PD array with the SMT inside of it. That right there is high probability for me. That's already a turtle soup. So I was already like, okay, cool. I'm looking for short displacement. We stopped with the bullish movement around this time. Bullish movement stopped around this time. So now I'm just really watching it carefully to see, okay, what's going to happen, right? So as you see here, and I'm glad I didn't get on in the 15 minute because that would have been beastie because then look, it instantly reversed. But where I went was I saw we created a lower time frame SMT, but then we took the high. So then I saw we had strong displacement to the downside. This right here is a change of character, it changes day delivery. So we're moving down, we're moving, and we're displacing lower. So what I saw was I waited first to wait for this fill. I waited to see price displace lower, and then I saw a retrace back into this 5 minute. And I was like, you know what? Let me wait to see the reaction from that 5 minute. Once I saw we displaced lower, I immediately entered around like the halfway point here. I did not enter there. I entered like as price was displacing lower. So I got a late fill here, but I got my perfect fill here, right? I put three contracts on. I usually put like three contracts, but I might scale down to maybe one or two because I did lose a hefty amount on alpha. I'm saying I lost like roughly $600. So I might just go like to one or two contracts on MNQ for my next trade. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this was the trade. Overall, this was an A plus setup for me. This was really a probability loss. Usually I trade this perfectly. You see we had displacement to the downside. Usually if we have some type of displacement, this is how you know this is my trade. This is how I trade. You know what I'm saying? Because everything was aligning, right? We took highs. We tapped into a daily fair value gap on ES, but failed to tap into that gap on MNQ, right? We did not tap into that liquidity point inside of that daily fair value gap on MNQ. So I was waiting. We created an SMT. SMT is now, now it's not valid, but at the time it was valid. So I was waiting for the displacement down, and I was actually trying to target these New York lows, right? These New York AM lows right here. This is my initial target, and overall I did want to target down here because we do have a bunch of lows down that need to be filled. But moving forward, I understand the loss. Not really. You know what I'm saying? I do understand like the loss because if I look at the higher time frame, we did fill in this gap right here. But I honestly felt like this gap could have genuinely just been reversed just due to price action, overall price action, how price was moving. We clearly lost bullish pressure at the time. And then once we started displacing low, I was looking for shorts. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure everybody's looking for shorts. But the people that caught the longs, that's great. I don't trade continuations. So I couldn't just enter anywhere. So I wanted to wait first, you know what I'm saying? Right here would have been perfect, honestly, if I caught this inverse right here, but that would have been a bad fill. So I probably would have it would have just been better if I had just taken these shorts, because I was initially looking for shorts and I patiently waited for this. This was like 10:45 when I really decided to hop in, like 10:52. That's when I hopped in, and then I got stopped at around like 12. So that was a trade. Um, Unfortunate loss, but I did stick to my rules. I did stick to my setup, and that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Sticking to my rules and sticking to my setups is all that matters. I just want to trade good. I don't want to risk crazy. I don't want to risk heavy. Um, and I just want to take A plus setups. So this right here, unfortunate loss, but it happens. You know what I'm saying? You have to lose in order to learn in the market, and that's how you win. So I'm not gonna let this bother me. I didn't let this bother me. I went to the gym right after and just did my little workout. But you know what I'm saying? Unfortunate loss on the amount that I lost, though. It's really just the amount that I lost, not the fact that I lost. You know what I'm saying? I lost roughly like 600 on my alpha, bro. But yeah, um, trading on my lucid though, yeah, bro, fuck the lucid. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunate loss. We will catch better setups. I locked myself out so I don't trade again. I only took one trade. I've only been taking one trade. Literally, I've only been taking one trade. So only looking for an A plus setup every single day. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys enjoy. God bless. Take care of your family. Stay safe. Love and always, man. Let's lock in this 2026, man. We going crazy.